Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Him De or Zuko was basically had this one. What if Deku had a Thunder King punch? What it means is basically I take three things and I took the King punch from One Piece, Tremor, her punch thing, and we also took from a random game a Thunder punch. I know there was one in in Pokemon, but but I chose to use some random other game. So so now let's begin. And the reason why I used Luffy's Gear 5 thing, it can also take lightning from out of nowhere. And so let's begin. Let's see, check the time. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. So now let's begin with, and I'm also adding Zumi into this what if, so but she'll go down the almost a canon route with a quirk. So so Zuko and Zumi were born on the same day, but so Zumi and Zuko, so both of them were at age of 3, or actually at age of 4. And I'm skipping the part where, they actually go to the Quark Doctor, and Quark Doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and she can become a hero, as he turns over to Zuko. But you, Zuko, you do not have a quirk, so it means that you can't become a hero. So then So basically, Zuko was all sad about it, but Zumi was happy that she has her one, but she kind of feels bad for her brother. So then, after that, they abandoned him. Or should I say, they abandoned all communications with him. And plus the Bakugo, oh, no need that. Bakugo makes fun of him. Ochako dumps him to go for Bakugo, as he was all sad. So he goes to school. But I also forgot to mention, he also has the Infinity and Zero power. So he's basically a walking, talking tank. Unbeatable tank. Basically, like, he could just punch. So so he goes to a quirkless school, as the bullies bullied him for being the weakest one of the bunch, as they cornered him in the hallway of the school. Azuku tells him to knock it off. Or he tells him to knock it off. And yeah. So basically, yeah. Okay. So, but then out of nowhere, as he was about to, as one of them was about to throw the first punch at Zuko, and yeah. But Zuko caught the fist and uses it, or he throws one back to defend himself. But when he did, it looked like it destroyed the entire school with a single punch. Well, bam! As the entire school was obliterated in a matter of seconds. With these weird crests and things. And Zuko, he did look away, so he didn't know what just happened. As he looks at his arms, or his hand, and they're as one of the bullies that was bullying him, thank goodness he dodged the attack. But in shock. He was still in shock. He looked at Zuko, then he looks at the debris, then looks at Zuko. Zuko. As they're wondering what just happened. Yeah. Because with that much power, it did destroy the entire school. Wiped it up from the face of the world, or city. So then he hides. Or he did grab his backpack and he hides. As he could not believe what he'd just done. As a certain a certain old man, or elder man, with a mask on, or black mask on, comes out of nowhere and says, there you are. I've been looking for you. As Zuko who's about to, he's afraid to, don't be afraid, Zuko. Or should I say, the Thunder King? Because that's what he named him, Thunderkin. Or no, Thunder King. So when Thunder King Zuko is his full name, or pro villain. So you have a destructive power. So, and you know who it is. He's the main villain of the My Hero Academia universe. All for one. But surprisingly, so he says, I know that, and you're afraid of your own power, Zuko. This power is more valuable than anything. Your parents, I know that how much you had suffered from being abused, and as he's trying to, yeah. So All for One tells Zuko that he's more valuable than anyone in the entire world. Because in this alternate timeline that I'm creating, is that is that Quirkless is on the bottom, Quirks is in the middle, Powers are up in, but Zuko with his King Earth Thunder King punch, or like, yeah, ends up, or because there's also for the powers or quirks, or no, powers over like quirks, is that there's people with 1 power, 2 powers, and then there's 3 powers. But Zuko, I forgot to mention, Zuko has a 4th one. That makes him the rarest. Called Creation, and so he can, it's different from Momo's quirk. He can basically create, he could create his own quirks. That makes him super valuable. Like a legendary rare. Yeah, he could create custom ones. But, yeah. But All for One doesn't know that. So, then All for One offered Ezuku, whom knows that he's is going to become a villain, as he says, sure, I'll join. Because he knows how much pain he wants, or he gets from, like, everyone else. So then they show up to the bar, and Zuko was basically he is our secret weapon. Because how much power he has, and he could destroy the world if he so chooses. And Zuko, who as Sharky-san could see here. I don't know how to spell Sharky-san, so it's Sharky-san ends up, like, he could tell. Then he went through so much pain too. So then So then Zuko ends up working with Sharky-san. Oh, that's actually is funny. Yeah, sorry. I just saw that image. So let's get back to the story. The Yeah, so Shirakusen ends up recruiting him. As the both powerhouses, as Zuko tells him, we're both powerhouses in our own, or all three of us are powerhouses. As if you really think about it. And then, Shirakusen, as he's as Shirakusen looks over, what do you mean? Well, you have the decay quirk that if you touch someone, it destroys everything, or destroys that specific target. And then there's Kirigiri. He, with his warp gate. He could have just how big can a portal get? Kirigiri. As Kirigiri just respawns like, I never know that. And he's like wondering, what do you mean? If Kirigiri could, I'm just saying, it's not being super bossy, but both them, if he could teleport half of the planet and into like another solar system, with the core, he could kill anyone or all. And then there's me with my powers of infinity and zero. Because he just now learned, because the Quark Doctor, or All for One brought him to the Quark Doctor first to see if what powers Zuko had. And so the Quark Doctor says, my, you are the most powerful person in the world. As he tells, as the Quark Doctor tells Zuko that he has the powers of infinity, zero, creation, and the Thunder King Punch. That's a mouthful. So all three of us could just destroy the entire world. As he looks at him, sorry about this, guys. So as Shirakusen could see why some people are born with powers. As he's a little bit still stunned that he could just he could destroy the core too when as he's like, I see. So you're saying, Zuko, is that all three of us could be teammates of different strengths? Yes. Instead of focusing on the pro heroes like All Might, what's one thing that gives the what does the villains do best? They rob, they kill, they yeah. It sounds like you're an expert on it. On any types. Or maybe I'm just using the infinity and zero powers too so many times. So, yeah. But then he turns. Eshirakusen could see as he smiles at it. Smiles at the thought of having three powerhouses against the pro heroes is a amazing. Yeah. So when he so then the All for One tells, is it true? Or actually All for One looks at Zuko and tells him, is it true that you who and those two are the powerhouses? Yeah. Because if you really think about it, if you remove Kirigiri's like power or limiter, he could suck up the entire planet without any or half of a planet to move to. I see. Having you and here is you're basically brains of the bunch. Yeah. So then So then a couple days after, then the sports fest not sports festival. USJ thing. The Shirakusen tells Zuko there's going to be 4 of us. Which 4 are you talking about? Me, you, Kirigiri, and the special. Let me guess. It's a Nomu that will kill All Might, right? Yes. How can you tell? And Shirakusen just forgot that. Oh. As he starts laughing, I forgot that. So, now we'll switch over to USJ thing. So, yeah, sorry if I'm a little bit slow. Oh. So Zuko. So 1A that includes Zumi and Ochako, Bakugo were like as the villains. Villain shows up and Zuko was with them as he says, because the gang's all here. She starts to giggle at Shraki-sen, or starts giggling as the so I'm trying to find shocked faces. As everybody, including Zumi, was shocked of now. And Zuko says, I'll deal with Bakugo, Ochako, and Zumi by myself. As Kirigiri, he teleports those three right in front of Zuko Midoriya. It's been a long time no see. Him. Now, there's no pain, no suffering. And Zuko's as they see glowing like spear around, not like the throwing spear, but a circle kind, like 3-dimensional circle, like how in One Piece there's a tremor fruit one when he's tremor fruit, like how Blackbeard has. It's kind of like that. But they see electricity bolting off of Zuko's fist. That's green. And it's like rainbow colored. As he says, it's time for you and the entire and a bunch of villains that were on the ground or in the water that sees this attack is about to come, as they start running the other way. They're about to witness the attack of as he says, Thunder King Punch, as Zuko says it in dramatic voice, as he punches with not even like he sent, or when he punched so hard, it releases a shockwave like that kind, and it also, it was like that one, but with as electricity bolting through Zuko's punch. as the entire, as Bakugo looks around, as he grabs Zumi and Ochako, flies or try to fly away. But the air pressure from it destroyed the entire USJ in a matter of seconds. And it couldn't be contained. So, including half of the city was in ruins as everyone was down. Like they're all knocked out. How much power? Yeah. The entire city, or no, half of the city was knocked out. So, yeah, Zuko was like, weaklings. Okay. As everyone everyone from that had shark faces, as everyone's eyes widen, and as they could not believe in the destructive force. The destructive force of that attack could as everyone felt its presence, felt that attack with enough force. And yeah, it caused major concern as Zuko and the villains, like, as Shiraki-san smiles, you couldn't stop it anyway, so, because Zuko has 4 powers. First one you saw was that's a destructive force of Thunder King Punch. And the other 3, as he says, the other 3 are more or 2 of them are more dangerous by themselves. As Zuko says, I have no grudges against them. Against Shiraki's or any. Now, as he transferred, he used his infinity power, to generate enough power, and yeah, he stomps his foot so hard, he created a shockwave that went around the world, canceling all the electronics, jamming the frequencies and everything else, as everybody was in the dark. As Zuko was the only one. As everybody can't believe. So then All Might shows up. And he beats around all the pro heroes. Or no, all the villains, I meant. Azuku dodge, or yeah, the Azuku, or actually, let's say Zuko dodged the attack. I have no grudges against you, All Might, but it's quite the opposite. I admired you when I was young, but the reason why I'm doing this isn't because of. It's always been, as he says to them, oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just gonna make it into a movie. So, yeah. So the basically Zuko tells All Might that he needs. He just needs to relax. Pain. As Zuko could just. He knows how powerful Zuko really gets when he. How much pain. And Zuko says, huh. Because he knows. He knows mental pain because how much he had to go through with everyone. So, when All Might he used, or so he did, or All Might did destroy the Nomu's his brain and all that stuff, and him flying. But Zuko was a bigger threat than anyone. So they ended up running over, or so All Might comes in with his own 300 punch. As Zuko who takes it. And as he's as every hit that he makes is he's absorbing the attacks. Now, my turn. Thunder Ultimate Attack. Oh, bam! As he punched All Might right in the chest directly as he sent flying backwards. As he went through not one, not two, not three, not four, but 20 buildings. Yeah. As Zuko feels like he's yeah. He got. And so Shirakusen, or so let's say Slime is about to shoot Shirakusen, as Zuko creates a new quirk called, it's called Swap. It's based on what the up fruit was from One Piece, where Law could switch places with an object or person. Well, by just creating a room, well, he just switches with his fingers. So this time ends up shooting Zuko right in the knees. As Zuko, who was still standing, he didn't feel it. As it heals back up. And she's like, huh. At least So then now it's my turn. As he uses the finger shoots, as he, like, basically what the Fire Fist Ace did, and that he shoots, like, cannon, or no, his guns at, like, or he used, like, finger pistols, as he used, like, his own version of it. As he snaps his fingers, and when he was pointing, as the, as everyone could not believe how much power this kid has. And with 4 powers, and he could create anything. He could be, as Sharky-sen says, "Hey Zuko, it's time for us to go." So, yeah, let's go. As Zuko goes, I had enough fun with it, torturing all of ya. As Zuko, and if you're trying to put any pins on us, you have way more to worry about. As Zuko leaves him, as All Might is scared out of his mind, and because he's wondering, why didn't he kill me? He puts, so Ochako, Bakugo, and Zumi were in the, like, hospital because of Zuko, because how strong Zuko was. Yeah. So then, because they didn't know how powerful Zuko was until as he did care about who he would kill, opposite of what Muscular would be. And fun fact, in my personal what if, there was this one that he was so Muscular was completely opposite of him in canon. So yeah, but that version of Muscular was basically was different from the one that we're going to talk about in this story. So, yeah. So, yeah. Let's get back to this story, the one that I'm making right now. So, yeah. So Zuko was kind of opposite. He only wants revenge on those people that see him as weak. So, and Zuko was telling the truth. They had way more, things to do. Because when Zuko used his first collateral damage to the buildings and to the when he used his electric stomp thing, every single one of them, or he cost them over $9.9 bazillion. Or, no, not bazillion. There's a above number called sextillion tons. And yeah, Zuko cost them that much money to have them all as that much money to repair the tire damages. Yeah. That's under normal circumstance. And then they had to deal with the a newscast, like those all of them, and also and one of them says, if this kid has this much power to destroy, he's a bigger threat than any normal powered user. I agree. With that much power at his disposal, he could have just slaughtered All Might or anyone. And in that matter, as one of them says, but there's one thing. And he didn't destroy. He never just killed any of the students or pro heroes that were there. He puts them in hospitals or mental stuff. Yeah. So Zuko ends up, but they all agree that he needs to be taken down. Because if the stuff like him running around, causing this much damage, he could be at the end, as they said, at the end, he could be the galaxy's problem. So then we transfer over to the villains. As All Might, or no, not All Might, All for One is grinning with happiness as he congratulates Shraki-sen and Zuko Midoriya. As he says, good job of I know that you both have been very busy. Is he? Name plus your because when Zuko did add a special backup generator for All for One's mask until they fix the power. I can do that. As he stomps his foot again as the power went back on. As All for One says, you're pretty powerful, I see why Shiraki-sen and Kirigiri, both of them are number 2 and number 3 powerhouses compared to you, Hozuku. But I don't want you to end up having too much fun. You just need to share some fun with the rest of them. Yes, Sensei. Now, Ezuku starts training his body. So yeah, to time skip. So yeah, I know I'm gonna go over the 1 hour mark. But so they time skip to All Might, or no. So yeah, time skip to All Might versus All for One. So during all that time, Zuko, went from a scrawny kid to being all jacked up, and yeah, he shows his true forms. He has enough power to destroy anyone. Yeah. And yeah, Zuko. So now All for One is grinning. And yeah, All for One versus All Might. So yeah, then the day came of the All Might and shows up and starts to like do some upsetting damage. Basically, Zuko was. So All for One says, you think you won? Zuko can easily kill him, but I don't want my little pond to, like, he's serving his purpose, or being the right-hand man, or no, left-hand man of mine. There's, as All for One says, because he was on the ground. All for One was on the ground. And he tells All Might he says that that Zuko is more valuable to people like me more than you. Because all of you, as Zuko looks over at Bakugo, as he still is ticked off, as his body starts to get angry. So All for One, so Zuko was about to kill all for one. But because of the power thing, like the infinity power, it actually did evolve into a... So Zuko did gain the fifth one, called Multiverse. And so then Zuko, or so another alternate Zuko of... Guess who it is? It's none other than... the... not Zootopia. I forget his name. Always put in Doomsday, but the... So, why... Yeah... I don't know. Not cheated on. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do that, and then that. So Zuko, an alternate Zuko, who was from, let's say he is from the time period of what if... or actually it was a fusion of a... I'm going to use that. My Hero Academia, Zuko, Shin, so, yeah, there was entire alternate versions of Zuko that is from that. It was the, like, there was Zuko version of everyone in class 1A and 1B. Like Todoroki Deku, Todoroki Bakugo. No, wait. I meant Todoroki Deku and then Deku version of Bakugo. And Ochako. Everyone. And as every, like, pro hero, or not pro hero, everyone that was seen is watching this on, like, television, or as, yeah, imagine every single one of them, they see themselves as Zuko, like fused with Zuko. As everyone was standing, and like how they are standing. As the Thunder King Zuko turns around and he sees them. Is this supposed to impress me? As the... No, who, as one of the Zukus, let's say Ochako Zuku, says, we're here to stop you from... because they have seen them, because how much power Zuko had, he made all the metaverses, like all the universes fused into one. But they weren't happy about it. So they went back in the past, and to stop him from it. Your powers are too much for you to handle, Zuko Midoriya, or Thunder King. We are here to stop you because when you used your metaverse powers, you combined all of your powers into one single point. And all of us were fused into the new world that you created. Or you enslaved him. And all that stuff. So So then Zuko says, all right, if you, as like Frog Girl with Zuko, Zuko version of Frog Girl gets Bakugo out of there so that he can basically, as they both, like all of them, and Ochako version of Zuko, or Zuko fusion with Ochako, was like, because as he throws, or as he threw the building right at Zuko's thunder, as he pulls the electricity, or he grabs it and tosses it back. As many of them as it was an entire class 1A and 1B, as they all ran, as he Thunder King punch, boom, as he punched them, as everybody from Thunder King's world, or Thunder King Zuko's world, was shocked that they see their alternate versions of Zuko, who was fighting their Zuko, as most of them, as Zuko's dodging the attacks, as they're like, you wanted to be a hero, but the All for One and the Court Doctor was, as they said, the Court Doctor and All for One doesn't know your true powers. As Momo version of Momo version of Zuko, that's a female version of, it would be called Zumi, first of all. But, yeah, Momo Zuko was says, yeah, you can become a hero. Oh, and you can't stop your power from growing too much and letting it lose control. We have seen it many times, Ames before. Trust us, we know that you letting it growing inside you. Every fight, every time you use the attack, the Azuku Thunder King Zuko says, as long as as he stops him, as he can't control his own emotions. He's trying to have. He's trying to having so many emotions happen all at once. And as Zuko can, or as everybody runs up to him, Zuko, you'll be okay. As the powers going through him, as Momozuku, sets up devices, as everybody stayed clear. What are you guys doing? Well, if Zuko, who's using, because how much pain, emotions going through him at every tick, I think this machine will, or these machines will siphon off all that and extra power. As Zuko's is going through, and Zuko's power is going to separate, and his possibility of survival rate is 0.1% chance. As All Might he heard that from Momozuku, that's low, like super low chance of him surviving it. Yeah. Because it's, as she says, because all that power, all that pain, that as Bakugo, as he looks, as Momozuku and Ochakozuku points to, the rest of you, should have known that you, you're causing him so much pain, and it's growing inside of him. As Zuko is, as inside of his body, or no, he's scratching the side of his face as he's crying. And as he tells them, then I just wanted to get the revenge because of you guys. As he looks at, it's because how much pain. Friends shouldn't let friends hurt other friends, hurt themselves. As Zuko's pain, as it starts to morph, as Zuko's, his power energy is exploded like a nuke, like an anime nuke, clear. Yeah, it was like that, but a little bit less destructive. Like, it's kind of like that without the full, like, kaboom. Yeah. As the machines are absorbing all that power, or into himself, or absorbing the power, or no. So it torn him to pieces. Yeah, like, it was. Izuku's has died that fateful day, so they thought. But the chances of him surviving was pretty low. But Zuko's had a special power that he created called he survive or revive. So when Zuko came, or so his body was, so he was laying in like a, yeah. As Zuko came back to life, like he got out of, as he gets up. Because he could feel the aura as his memories, Zuko, or Bakugo, and is that you? As Zuko looks over, Zuko was in pain. As he can't, he doesn't remember anything. As Bakugo runs up to Zuko, or no, actually, let's say, Bakugo walks up and says, "Thank goodness you're back, buddy. Sorry, I know that, and let's hang out." As a bunch of military guys are just like, "Hold it right there, he's coming with us." As many Zuko's, or one of them, or Zuko's, he still had the powers of infinity and zero, but Zuko, used one restriction on it, was to obliterate all that negativity and take away that part of his, or reduce his, or no, rewind his memories back to where he was. And Zuko looks up as he arcs over, as he uses his power, tosses it. As Bakugo says, "That's our friend for you." So then the whole thing goes off. Zuko is glad to be back in his own mind. As he looks at All for One, that was on the ground. As Zuko was like, because one of the powers of Zero actually did absorb the search quirk from before it entered into All for One's body. So when he walks over And he gives it. Here you go. I found this one at. Okay. So what happened? Felt like I woke up from a nightmare where, as everybody or all the Zukus says, no, as they all of the alternate versions of Zuku left, they're waving at him goodbye. And they're King Zuku. What do they mean by that? It's going to be a long story, so yeah. So Nezu ends up, or so the government says, that's interesting. So then the government tells, or so Nezu recruited Zuko to join the Pro Heroes. And yeah, and Ochako ends up, because she knew that, or actually she knew that Zuko was pretty powerful. But she was just, as she walks up to him when Bakugo was done explaining everything to Zuko, and Ochako, and so Bakugo and Ochako knew that it was a prank because off screen I forgot to mention that Ochako and tells Bakugo that that they will pretend to date, and so Ochako still loves him no matter what. I'm talking about like Zuko. She still is in love with Zuko. So then, I know I was on the muscular version. So Zuko ends up like dating Ochako and getting married to her and had a lot of kids. Yeah. And so now this is going to be the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and perfect. This is perfect. This is my true plans are. So, and I do not want to explain what the personal What If was. I'll do that just to... Okay. So, the muscular that I said earlier, in an alternate timeline, he ends up dating Ochako. Yeah. In another one compared to this story. Yeah. And there was a picture of that I was about to draw him and her standing side by side and all that stuff. So, but it was too weird. Having a adult guy dating a teenage girl. Yeah. And because it's an alternate one of Muscular, he ends up, instead of being a villain, he ends up being a pro hero instead. And way more kinder than he doesn't eat like his villains, or like that stuff. So now we're plus it was super weird. So peace out, y'all. Peace.